It really is sad when you are hearing of a game developing studio closing down after a load of successful games. The first signs are always the worst, whether it be the company selling future projects or laying off workers. Either way, it is still always a shame when you were looking forward to what new creative projects they could have made possible. And what am I relating to for this video? I'm referring to Telltale Games has pretty much become a skeleton crew where they have laid off over 200 employees, that whether they were contractors or actually getting salary pay for their job, all because they couldn't get ends meet for sales or just barely get profits made. I've been tracking this story mostly on IGN whenever they come up with a new update, but this event did occur on September 21st when they announced that today Telltale Games made the difficult decision to begin a majority studio closure following a year marked by insurmountable challenges. A majority of the company's employees were dismissed earlier this morning, with a small group of 25 employees staying on to fulfill the company's obligations to its board and partners. CEO Pete Holloway issued the following statement, which is basically saying, without actually reading it, that Telltale had a difficult year making ends meet for sales, and they love the tremendous amount of support for the licensed games they release yearly, and that they are very thankful that they were able to put their brand on various storytelling games in the gaming industry. Now, this isn't a surprise if you see what's happened behind the scenes, where they ended up filing for bankruptcy, which again has to do with not a lot of sales being made, as well as last year when they sued the previous CEO. I personally like the various licensed games that Telltale Games has produced, like the Walking Dead series, as well as A Wolf Among Us and Minecraft. That's why it sucks to hear about them having to cancel Wolf Among Us 2 and whatever plans they had with the license from Netflix's Stranger Things show. Even though I've never actually seen that series, I would have liked to have known what they were planning on doing. My only issue, which I believe I've said many times, was that I hated their episodic release schedule due to the fact that if an episode were to be bad, then you would end up having to wait longer just for the hope of an actual good written story, which they do know how to make. That doesn't mean, of course, that I wouldn't mind having the episodic chapters similar to how Netflix releases their shows all at once. Hell, if they really wanted to make a season pass, then have only 2 downloads required so that the first half of the game is released, and then release the second half another date down the line. This way, we don't have to wait for multiple episodes. I always ended up waiting until Black Friday sales or just random deals. That way, their season passes be priced as if 2 to 3 of their episodes were free. I technically haven't even actually played The Walking Dead final season episode 1 yet, because I wanted to wait until at least episode 3 released, then I'd buy the season pass. But now that the season pass will basically be for nothing other than just having the second episode, I'm going to have to buy each episode individually just to find out what they end up doing about the story arc, whether they changed it due to the company's situation, or are they actually going to stick with the same story arc as they previously were going to for the episode and end up leaving the episode in a cliffhanger due to this situation, all because they can't make any more episodes without actually making more money, which sucks completely. I definitely hope for the best for everyone who has worked at Telltale Games, and I'm sure that most of them, if not all of them, will end up acquiring a new job within the next month or so, with their work on various successful games, not just in Telltale, but also in whatever projects they worked on in their past history in the games industry. This, of course, may not be the end for Telltale Games. They could easily get bought out by another company, like companies usually end up doing whenever they go for bankruptcy. There's a whole lot of if situations if that were to happen. Possibly we would have to be getting a new release date for the episodes because of a new team is working on them that are trying to have the same standard that Telltale previously had. And if they also were to be bought out to begin with, maybe the new owners of the company wouldn't even have the rights to continue the projects that got canceled, as well as finishing The Walking Dead final season, because they, in agreement, may have not been able to finish it. Time will tell when or if Telltale will ever get out of this situation. So to everybody that has worked and is still working in Telltale, I wish you the best of luck. Speaking of luck, I completely forgot to include this tweet from Ubisoft SF where they openly welcomed anyone that was laid off from Telltale to meet them on this Monday, the 24th, to a BJ's patio in San Rafael starting at 4:30 to talk about job opportunities over some meal, which of course is their treat. So definitely looking bright for many of the used to be employees and contractors of Telltale. Like I said, I hope the best for them. Oh, this is a shock. Just as I was uploading this video this morning around 11 a.m. on the 25th, as the same day as episode 2 comes out for The Walking Dead final season, I did research to find out more news for the hell of it, and it turns out that at 7 p.m. on the 24th, Telltale Games announced that they have many potential partners that have stepped forward to express interest in helping to see the final season through to completion, so we may actually see episode 3 and 4 completed and for the whole season to actually be finished, so that people are not just requesting a whole bunch of refunds. So hopefully this whole entire matter with the rest of the season is all good to go. Let's just hope for the best. And I will talk to you guys next time. See ya!